let's begin. Hey there, yogis. My name is Sarah, and this is Sarah Yoga, and you are joining me for Yoga University. We are in our 9th week, which is crazy, so thanks for joining me. If you've been here the whole time, if you're just checking in, no worries, these videos are interchangeable. You can do them at any time. So this week we're focusing back to the Yamas in the Yoga Sutras, from the Yoga Sutras. And the first Yama we talked about last week, these are the 5 moral restraints that we're trying to refrain from doing. And again, they're like kind of like the 10 Commandments, but don't think of them as something you have to do, just something, oh, there's an idea, does that pertain to me? The first one we did was nonviolence, approaching things in a nonviolent, non-harmful way. This week is Satya, which means truthfulness. Quite a big word with maybe a lot of weight to it, but it is just a word. And thinking about what it means to be truthful, to speak truthfully with nonviolence, and to speak from your truth. And to act, right? So I'm an actor, so a lot of the voice training that I've done is always boils down to your voice just isn't in the back of your throat. It's this full body thing. You rely on the breath and your full body to really speak and get across what you mean. And it's the same thing in yoga, right? To speak that guttural truth, right? You have to rely on the sensations and what you're feeling into in your entire body. So what is truthful to you? What does that mean to you? It's just about being where you are in any given moment and being there in a nonviolent, truthful way. So we'll take a meditation here revolving around that idea of truth. So come and take a seat. You can sit up on a couch, on a block, on the ground, on a pillow, whatever feels good to you. And this meditation today is really just being where you are. If you feel anxious, if you feel nervous, if there's fear, if you feel like you should be doing something else, let all that come up. It's if you think of your favorite story, your favorite movie, your favorite book, your favorite film, whatever, there's always an underdog, right? There's always this person that has a struggle. And that's what makes the story the story. If there was no struggle, it wouldn't be as interesting. So don't omit any part of yourself here. Don't try and get rid of any of those stories that you hold in your body. Your muscles hold more memory than your mind. It's more muscle memory. If you think of all the experiences you've had, a physical reaction to those experiences, and your body has stored that information in some way. So we're trying to tap into that, whether it's a negative experience or a positive experience, it doesn't really matter. It's just what exists already. So take a seat, find some length in your spine, close your eyes. And take a nice big breath all the way down into the lower belly, the low back. And then through the mouth, just let it go. Maybe invite a little bit more length through the spine, through the back of the neck. And then invite a softness into the shoulders and into the jaw. Feel the tongue fall towards the floor of your mouth. So we will work a little bit with the actual voice and the vocal cords and the voice box, and how that pertains to the rest of the body, the breath, the diaphragm all the way down. So just take a moment and notice how you feel. Notice where your breath is moving to in the body. If there's any areas of tension or tightness, or maybe spots in the body where that breath isn't flowing quite as freely. Maybe little areas where the breath seems to get stuck a bit. And with no intention to change or get rid of anything, and just zone into those areas like you had a camera lens and you were zooming in, and observe what exists there. And then zoom that focus all the way down into the belly and the low back. And just feel that diaphragm dropping down and then rising back up on the exhale. Dropping down on the inhale, rising back up on the inhale. The belly is expanding on the inhale as that diaphragm drops down. And then the belly kind of pulls in towards the spine on the exhale. Notice this whole entire lower area of your torso, pelvis, and the inner groin, the weight of the thighs, the low back, tailbone. Anything you might notice here. And then begin to zoom your focus up a little bit higher, and we'll come into the solar plexus, which is right below the ribs. Solar plexus rests right below the stomach, slightly off to the left side, right below the ribs. And it's also at the heart of that movement of your diaphragm, feeling the diaphragm again rising up and falling down on the inhale. It's like a little self-massage this diaphragm is giving to all of these organs here in the solar plexus area. Like the kidneys across the back of the waist, right below the back of the ribs. And the liver on the right side. And the spleen on the left side. All super important for the functioning of the body and the ability for the body to keep breathing, keep functioning. And just notice here in this midsection of the spine, if there's any tension, any holding, what exists already for you there. And then let your camera lens and your focus start to move up. And now just notice as the breath fills up the lungs, allowing the ribs to expand. And so this is really effortless. When we breathe, that absence of breath in the lungs, that empty space, causes the oxygen just to be sucked into the lungs. So there's not an incredible amount of effort here on your body's part to bring the breath in. It just is pulled in because of that pressure and lack of space in the outside world compared to the space that's in the lungs. And notice how this movement from the inflation and deflation of the lungs echoes out around the heart center and the shoulder blades, the rest of the chest and the collarbones. And then notice if there's anything going on for you here in the chest and the upper back. So what is truthful to you in this moment as you're breathing? And maybe it's, that your mind is being pulled off somewhere, which is fine. Just gently pull it back. And then finally here, around the lungs and the chest, see if maybe you can even hear your own pulse or heartbeat. And then we'll take our focus now all the way up into the throat chakra, the back of the throat. Maybe even starting here, if you haven't already, to breathe in and out of the nose, almost like you're fogging up a mirror with the lips closed, feeling a soft little pressure in the back of the throat, maybe a little sound. Noticing how closely the back of the throat is to the hinge of the jaw, tongue, and the mask of your entire face. Noticing what exists here for you. If there's any tension in the jaw, or in the head, space right in between the eyes or the temples. And then we'll utilize here for our last few moments our entire body to breathe. So go ahead and take a nice big breath and reach all the way down into the belly, the tailbone. Open up the mouth. Let it go. And again, deep breath in. Let it go. Last time, maybe a little sound in the back of the throat that might be stuck there. Deep inhale. Let it go. And then gently blink your eyes open. Bring the palms together in front of you. Invite more length into the back of the neck. And using our full body, our full breath, and exactly the space that we are, we'll end here with our voice, creating the sound of Om just once. So it's not anything you have to push or make in a certain level of decibel. It's just whatever comes out of your mouth. Let it float up and over your tongue, spreading out into the room. And when you're ready, take a nice big breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Release. So that's our meditation for today. Just existing where you are, practicing truthfulness this week in all that you do and say and think. Thank you so much for joining me and my friend Nala here at Yoga University, and I'll see you next time on Sarah Yoga. Namaste.